Blizzard put out a poll for the next set of dungeons for Season 3, so we're going to look at the results of that, because those results are in, and Horrific Visions getting their loot and everything else. We'll talk a little bit about 11.1.5 and all the different ways you can get loot, what kind of loot you're going to get, and maybe some mounts as well. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Horrific Visions Revisited are getting a slight tuning here, we noticed from Blizzard through the patch notes. Bosses getting slight changes, actually some upscaling to some of these things. I think Blizzard thought that some of these weren't hard enough. So you'll notice some damage increases for some of these bosses. Some damage dealer constructs will now hit multiple targets instead of, just a few. So we're seeing actually some buffs to some of these guys. For crests and Valor Stones, gilded crests for repeatable amounts increase slightly for 5, 6, and 7, and 8 level masks. If you didn't know, yes, you will be able to get gilded crests from these new horrific visions. Also, levels 3, 4, 5, and 6 will be getting increased loot in terms of the currencies that they'll be giving. Weekly bonus crests at all levels is now 5, and repeatable Valor Stone values is +2 for every mask, slightly reduced. So they're reducing the number of Valor Stones. Valor Stones I don't think are a problem for anybody really, and a currency that I think is kind of irrelevant and Blizzard just get rid of. But that's good to know that we're getting a little bit more crests and stuff out of these things. So moving on to some interesting loot, right? We're getting some good loot from this stuff. You have, first of all, the Horrific Visions, and then you have all of this, Flames Radiant stuff going down, right? Talking about everything happening in Hallowfall, pushing back the invasions from Ashkahet, post-killing of Queen Ansarek. So looking at all this stuff, we're getting some nice trinkets here, some nice buffy trinkets, things really your alts will probably be using because it's champion level, item level. Valor Stones are stupid, yes, I agree. So looking at some of these trinkets, you get Flames Radiance trinkets, some of these devout spells and abilities have a chance to burning nearby enemies for 28k damage here, and then your devout up to 5 allies within 30 yards gain 5k health every 5 seconds. So a nice little healer / tanking trinkets there, and a DPSer trinket. Then they have their Hallowfall Tomb trinkets, which are really just, you got a haste buff, crit buff, versatility buff, and a mastery buff. Again, these are nice filler trinkets for backfilling some of your alts and stuff. All of these are warbound, so you get them on your one of your mains and then send it to your alts. And then Flames Radiance Cloaks here, you just see some primary stat buffs. I don't know why there's 3 different versions of these, and they all kind of look the same, but maybe there's different looks to them, and that's why they are, but basically they're just some primary stat buffs. And then, all in all, obtaining these items, you can get them from Rain, Dark Clever in Hallowfall at the Flames Radiance camp. They all cost this Radiant Emblem of Service, which you get just for doing the dailies and the quests and everything else around there. As I said, weekly things that you can complete, the Nightfall scenario and everything else, they come in as Champion Track 1 of 8. Again, good alt gear for anybody who wants to do that. Gearing from Horrific Visions Revisited, I think we already went through this, but basically the more masks you add, the more gear, higher item level you're going to be getting. Yes, at 5 masks it caps out 658 heroic level gear. That's pretty damn good. I mean, you're on par with heroic level rating at that point. So these Horrific Visions are going to be very relevant for a lot of people. 658 gear, still filling out some slots for me. The more ass you smack, is that what I said? I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I got ass on the mind today. Again, you can go up to 8 masks, which will behoove you for currency reasons and other things like that, and achievements and pushing the currencies and all that stuff. But other than that, capping out at 5 masks will give you the best gear you could possibly get from these things. Again, 658 is pretty damn good when looking at rating and everything else and how that compares. You can also get yourself some mounts from these Horrific Visions. We've looked at some of these. Basically, you're getting like void-skinned mounts for some of this stuff, so you can get yourself this Stallion Boy, pretty damn good-looking one. The Void-Scarred Griffin, obviously an Alliance favorite here. You also have the Void-Scarred Pack Mother, which is a Wolfie Boy, and then the Void-Scarred Windstrider, yes, for the Horde version of this mount. These are not Horde or, what's it called, Alliance Restricted. So yes, Alliance can buy the Wind Rider, and Horde can buy the Griffin, so that's good for them. And then probably the coolest one of them all, this mount is the Heart of the Aspects. You can get this skin for your dragon. This will cost you 100,000 Displace Corrupted Mementos from the new Horrific Visions currencies. Yes, there is a currency for this too. Basically, any new event in WoW is always going to introduce new currencies, of course. Now, the important thing that I talked about earlier. Blizzard ran a survey for Season 3 Mythic Plus Dungeons. I was not aware of this. I guess this is a thing that happened, and it's fine. It happened. I didn't get to vote on it. But let's look at some of the results here, because Blizzard did say they're going to pay attention to this in terms of what they're going to put in for the Season 3 rotation. So here we go. We got Arakara finished out top of the charts with 6,962 votes. Pretty even here in that both the NAs and EU servers seem to both like this. Now, this one's interesting here. Operation Floodgate finished in second, but not because of the NA people. EU people seem to really love this freaking dungeon. Now, I don't know what it is about. We're running the same dungeon. Why the votes would be so split between NA voters and EU voters, because NA really ranked this one. What would it be like? Their fourth favorite. This isn't even top 3 for them. But then you got EU voters ranking it as their second favorite dungeon. I don't know if this is a narrative thing from these damn YouTuber influencers talking about how good this dungeon is on the EU side, and then NA, they're ripping it. Who knows? But it did finish in second in total with 5,148 votes. Your third place, my favorite aesthetically, Priory of the Sacred Flame. Pretty even here across NA and EU, finishing out third. And then Dawnbreaker, same here, pretty even across both, finishing out in fourth place. So looking at your top 4, you got Arakara, Operation Floodgate, Priory of the Sacred Flame, and Dawnbreaker. I wouldn't mind seeing all 4 of these in a Season 3 version. Sam wasn't aware of something? I don't believe it. Yeah, right. Again, 11.2 is scheduled to include a new dungeon as well, so we'll see that maybe in the rotation, which is part of the Mythic Plus rotation, as we saw with Operation Floodgate. So right now, if they put these 4 in, and the 5th new dungeon that would be coming in, well, you already got yourself your 5 new dungeons for this rotation. Just adding on a couple more, they would complete the season. Season 3 will launch in the middle of the summer based on what we're looking at here, so we'll see if they actually listen to this voting, and then we're getting the expansion reveal, which will be really exciting. And I do believe this will be the final season of this expansion. I don't think we're going to get anything else beyond this in terms of seasons. No revisiting old raids and shit like that. I think that was some filler content that they did back in the day, and now they want to have a quicker cadence to all of this stuff. So Season 3 Dungeons, looking to have some good potential so far. We'll see if this all plays out. And that is all in terms of news.